Hello guys, it's Friday. It's almost 4:30. As you can see, the truck's out there. No engine. I did get it out last Sunday. I just couldn't make no videos on it because it was kind of boring. So I just had to go slow. I kept raising the engine and pulling it ahead and taking off stuff that was in the way as I went. I've never taken an engine out of a vehicle this new before. Now when I go to take it out of that, the Nova, it's going to come out pretty fast, and it won't be near as dirty. It seemed like there was a lot of stuff in the way. I had to take the cross member out of right there because the oil pan wouldn't clear because the engine's tucked in up in underneath the firewall there. But we did get her out all in one chunk. And then once I got it out, here it was sitting in the middle of the floor, right there, making a big mess. I just spent the day boxing up the parts that I'm not sure what I need or what I don't need, so I can't get rid of anything until I'm done putting this motor in the Nova. Like I said, I couldn't move the motor, so I built a stand. It's on wheels, moves pretty easy. I took everything out in one piece, so that was easier for me. I lifted it all with the chain blocks. It's all held good. I got a piece of aircraft cable coming down through with a big beam up there. I wouldn't want to lift any heavier because that motor and transmission is heavy. I ended up putting a bracket off the head right here with a bolt up through, chain across to a bracket back here. And that's all I could get on there was a straight piece of steel because of the way it was tucked in. I ended up taking the manifolds off, and on this side I had to take the dipstick out to get the manifold off. So it was just stuff like that kept slowing me down and stuff like that. And all I did there, this was a base off an old, it was called an Easy Lift. I saved it, picked it up somewhere. Oh, my young fellow had it down there where he lives, and the owner of the place had this here for lifting refrigeration units, and it got bent up, so I brought it home and saved the steel, which there's enough tubing in this. Actually, I saved, the main reason I brought it home was to make the frame connectors for the Nova, which I definitely got to do now. So I just made this for where the transmission mount hooks on, where it's at, right there. This piece was on this thing. I just moved it and welded it over here to that piece of thicker steel. I made a couple uprights here, made a set of mounts, bolt right into the engine where the other mounts were. Motor's really flaky, the block. I did clean it off some with the descaler on this side, but it is really flaked up. So I got a lot of cleaning to do because I want it fairly clean to handle to put back in the Nova. As you can see, she's flaky. So I'm going to knock all that off. Just clean her up. I'm going to take the starter off, get these transmission lines off, take this wiring harness off, trying to hold the shape, because that'll be, that'll help me out when I go to put it in the Nova, because everything will lay down on there the way it's supposed to. And be nice to put the intake on before I put it in, but I can't because the way you get a lift, it would just break it because it's plastic. So we'll just clean all this up a little bit just to make it cleaner to handle. I did wipe that off there a little bit with some cleaner, and it's going to clean up. So, and that's the 4L60E transmission, which is 3 inches longer than the transmission that's in the Nova. So my dry shaft's going to have to be cut and shortened, which I'm not going to do that myself. I'm going to have to get that done at a machine shop because I want it cut, weld it good and balanced. So, I don't even got a chance at that. So, and well, I had to move it around, so this moves pretty easy on this. So all those wheels swivel and rolls pretty good. So say I can move it out of the way, and once I take the motor out of the Nova, I can put it on this. So I'll have a place for it. And don't know where I'll put it yet, but I'll probably put it over there in the corner, cover it up, and decide what to do with it later. And yeah, this is why I haven't made no videos. It's just, like I said, pretty boring stuff. Cleaning up. The fun will start once I start putting it in the Nova, because there's going to be a lot of fabricating, mounts, cross member. I'm not sure what's going to work till I go to put it in. So just wanted to show you where I was at, and had the floor pretty dry until I picked that motor up again today, and it's got a bunch of antifreeze out on the floor again. So I gotta go get some more floor dry and get it cleaned up. So put the welder and the chop saw away and go from there. Still got to take out the wiring out of the truck, which I haven't done that yet. And sometime this weekend I'm going to bring the Nova in, and she'll be in here for the winter. So, and in the meantime I've been working on saws. This one's running, the Old Faithful 630 Johnson Red, so I'm going to be using that one. That one there works really good, but it needs, I think you call this a clutch. It's a little Johnson Red Classic Turbo. It still runs, but this rattles like a bugger, and it's probably gonna fly all to pieces. So I gotta see if I can get one of them, because this is a nice little saw, and it's a 2045. I did get this one for free. But like I said, it needs some work. So I'm gonna get that geared up. And this one here is my young fellows, and it's got a broken bolt that holds the muffler on. So we're gonna try to get that out. It's broke off down in there, not in a good spot. I can't weld a nut on it because it's down deep, and I don't want to melt the head. And I'm gonna have to plug that little hole up and try and drill it and get it out with an easy out. So that's where I'm at with the saws. But I'm gonna start junking wood here this weekend too, just a tank at a time, whenever. Takes about half an hour, and I'll just cut it up that way, a little bit at a time, and work on this in between. And Sherry, she's working most of the weekend, so I'll just putter away at this and the wood and whatever else got to be done. It's been raining here all week, but it's starting to clear up, except for them dirt clouds up there. But it's supposed to be fine the rest of the weekend. So anyways, I just wanted to do a short little update, let you know where I'm at. So you got a long ways to go yet before I start putting this back in the Nova. Like I said, the motor's got to come out, but and find a place for it. This small little grade's getting filled up again, and but get it in here and get the rest of the parts I need off the truck, and then we'll be able to go at it. So that's gonna be the interesting part. But I like how Mark Fatsiscat put it. It's like one big puzzle, and we're gonna put it in a smaller box. So that's a good way to look at it. So it's, yeah, I see it can be done. I see people on YouTube do it. So we're gonna get her in there, and we'll get her running, and then we'll go from there to tidy everything up. Haven't made my list of what I'm gonna do yet, what I'm gonna use, but the first thing is got to get it in there and fit it, and then we'll go from there. See how much room I got, and once I get the inside of the truck tore apart, then I'll see what's in there, because I haven't got a clue what's in there. Never ever torn one apart. I know there's a lot of wires in there. I did look up in there, and she looks pretty tight. So, but we'll see what. This wasn't as bad as I thought either. Especially once I got it out of the truck, everything's laying out there. It's all starting to make sense in this area. So now we got to make it sense in a different area once it's fitted. So I got a bunch of stuff I want to do, like just clean it up, knock all the dirt off, so when I'm working on it, it's not filling my eyes up full of dirt again. Because I did get some dirt in my eyes last weekend. I even had safety glasses on, but that didn't stop it. So, and get it tore down a little further, get the water pump off, and clean it up a little. I don't know. I don't know if I'll paint it yet. So I'm not sure what to do with the aluminum heads or the transmission. Just not sure yet. Looking into that just as I go, and we'll get her in. So go from there. So, anyways, guys, just a short, hopefully a short video, and there probably won't be too many until I go to put it in the car, and then we'll just do that slowly. And if it can help somebody else that wants to try it, you know, because it's going to be trial and error. Definitely trial and error for me to get that in there, because it's a lot of stuff that came off, so there's a lot of stuff to go back on. So anyways, gonna let you go there. Hope everybody has a good day, and I don't know, maybe I'll if I get a chance to put the Nova in tomorrow, we'll do a video on that. Hear that motor run for the last time in the Nova. So I'm going to keep the motor. I'll put it in something else, some other project down the road. So I like the engine, but I like this one better. I like the sounds of this one. I like the gas mileage of this one and stuff like that. So, but we won't chuck the other one. We'll find something to put it in. It's always something to do, play with. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Like I said, just an update, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.